Dude, this is FX Fox, and I'm coming to you today to show you my fog chiller that I've made. I actually have two different designs. I have this one that I've designed, which works okay, but once the pipe right here, the input that you start putting fog through, goes through here and gets chilled by this pipe that's getting cold from the ice, and goes through here, which just blocks it off and puts it out that way. The problem with this design is when you put the fog machine up to here and blow it through it first couple times, it works great. But after that, this starts getting hot and this starts getting warm, which throws a whole proportion off of a fog chiller because you need the fog getting as cold as it can before it exits out the end and makes it stick to the ground. Well, the problem with that is when this gets too warm and then it doesn't have time to chill through it, well, then it starts rising up. It'll stick to the ground for a second, then rise up. So this design is not the best. I was just kind of messing around to see if it would work. So I wouldn't really recommend doing this design. If you are planning on putting this outside for a Halloween project or display, I kind of don't recommend this one unless you have a bigger bucket and a longer pipe that takes longer for it to go through a bigger bucket or a tub. So I wouldn't recommend that design. The design I like the best is the one right here. It's just your average fog machine. Any fog machine will work. And a PVC pipe. It doesn't matter what kind of PVC pipe you use. I'm just using this one. But the problem with this is if you want to do an indoor setup and you don't want it to leak, that's why I did that one, because I sealed it up so when the ice starts to melt it won't leak. But the problem is the pipe getting too hot. So if you want to do this indoors, I wouldn't recommend it unless you want to be wiping up water when it starts to leak like this. I just filled this pipe up with some ice and propped it up to match the height of the nozzle on the fog machine. And all you got to do is start running it through there. And dry ice works good too, but if you can't get a hold of dry ice, I recommend just using regular ice from a fridge. And that's what I did, just put it in there, and let's see how good it works. This is test number 1 that I've done. Yes, that works great. I mean, it starts to spread out in a V shape. It's by far the best design I've used so far. So yes, that's by far the one that I recommend for anyone who want to make a little setup like that. And depends on what output your fog machine is. This one's a 400 watt. I did have a 1300 watt at one time, which was the same brand as CHAUVET, but the 1300 watt got discontinued and mine broke right before they discontinued them. So therefore I cannot order anymore. And they don't make that model anymore, but they do make a CHAUVET 1500 watt, I think. And I've heard it's pretty good. But the problem with the other one I had, it clogged up and wouldn't work because it had a temperature setting in it. When it gets too hot outside, it would cut off and won't work, so it wouldn't overheat. But this one right here is just your cheap one. There's my little dog messing this up. But yeah, so let's test it one more time, and let me just set this back up and we'll test it one more time. Okay, here's the second time I'm going to do it. Here's with the same amount of ice, I just put a couple cubes in there. But yeah, I mean, this is your average 400 watt fog machine. It's doing great. And we got a big shop right here. And it's filled up majority of the shop already. This would be really cool for a wedding, if you're operating a wedding or anything like that. I recommend that because see how big my shop is. It's messy though, but you can see it's already filled up the whole half end of the shop. I mean, from right here, and it would be perfect for weddings. I mean, if you want to put a little rag down so it doesn't leak all over. But yeah, I mean, it's a spooky little fog setup. Yeah. There you go, and hopefully this is not too hard for anybody to make. It was very easy for me. I just made it in less than 10 minutes. The other one took a little bit longer, but if you got the right tools and stuff to make it, I recommend doing this one right here. That's the best in my mind. This is Fox Productions. So I'll see you guys later. Please subscribe, and I hope this works out for you. Thank you.